Gosh, I didn't get a chance to get to my nature spot today because I got it too late of a start. But let's talk about this is our satsang spot. It's where we do our satsangs. You can see my other channel, Spiritual Renaissance, if you're interested in that. Let's talk about masculinity though, because there's a lot of confusion around this subject, just like there is any subject. Just like semen retention, there's a bunch of confusion about that. Go talk to the mainstream about like the importance of semen retention. They'll just tell you you're retarded. Everything's opposite, backwards this time and age. Real knowledge is hard. It's not widely accessible. Technology, this is widely accessible. Everybody's obsessed with technology. And ego, and dopamine hits, and aesthetics, superficial level. People are super tuned on superficial level. They don't even care, like, they don't even look at, like, who am I, though? What's my character? What's that? No, ain't about that. It's about, like, gains. Do I have perfect symmetry? Stay young forever. Some people, they try to get me with that. Say, man, you don't look like you're doing semen retention. You look like you're 60. I'm like, cool, man. Like, I don't even think about those things anymore. Like when I don't look in the mirror. I look in the mirror maybe just to, I don't know. I used to obsess about that. So I understand the identity with vanity, because that's like, for a lot of people, that's all you got is, do you look good in your mind, which is pretty much contingent upon, do others look at you? Yeah, this is how somebody defines like their worth. Like, are people looking at me? That's a miserable state to live in, but I had to taste it for a while. When I lived in LA, I bought a big mirror that covered the whole wall in my room, and I would constantly look and check how I look. If somebody's too obsessed with your age and how you look, you can be sure they're super self-obsessed with their own vanity. Everyone's showing each other where they're at. It's like they don't realize it. When they send a hurtful message to you or whatever, via writing, via in real life, they're telling you all about themselves. So it's like, I can't take it personal, because it's not personal for me, it's personal for you. It's in your mind what you're thinking about, and then you're projecting that onto me, thinking I must have the same mind and live in the same world as you. It's like, no, man. There's a whole nother world that you haven't yet discovered. The people who are stuck on such superficial level. But fortunately, this channel, through law of magnetism and attraction, I feel like we attract the higher level people. I mean, because like, you wouldn't come to this channel otherwise. Unless you don't resonate with the things I'm sharing, you wouldn't be here. So this is why I like to continue with this channel. Anyway, we're talking about masculinity. You could be in a wheelchair and you can't even hardly move and be more masculine than most guys on the planet. The guys going to the gym, trying to get the gains, ain't got gains like this, but they're trying to get gains, making a bunch of noise when they're working out, checking in the mirror, veins popping, all that means nothing. It just doesn't mean anything if we really break down what masculinity is. You could be in a wheelchair, you could be Gandhi. Look at Gandhi, he's 110 pounds or something, but the man was more masculine than most men I've seen. What does it mean, though, masculinity? I'd say it's a mixture. It's a mixture between humility. This is the missing ingredient that the MMA fighters don't have. There's a few that have it. Khabib had it. And then the guy that, he might retire now because he lost a few fights in a row. He's a Christian guy. I can't remember his name, but you guys know. They have humility. You can tell energetically. They have humility. If some people walk up to them and say, "Oh, you're stupid," they're not going to fight. Like who? Okay, yeah, I'm stupid. Yeah, okay. It's like if a retarded person starts calling you names, are you going to get mad at them? You got to look at the average person as retarded. This will help give you some compassion for them, because they got to be a little sick in their mind to say some of the stupid things they say. Even though they don't know it, you have to know it. You have to be play the bigger part here. You be the father these kids, even if they're older than you. Father them. What does it mean? Hold space, allow their unconsciousness. Beating them isn't going to do anything. I mean, if they force you, yeah, you throw down. I mean, that's obvious. But if somebody's so insecure and so sensitive that if somebody like calls them a name, you're ready to throw down. I mean, that's weakness. That's not masculinity. Real masculinity is you're poised, you're balanced. You throw down if you have to. But if you don't, if you don't make yourself throw down, you don't throw down because your ego gets hurt. You've transcended your ego to a degree where you know who you are beyond human ego mind level. Okay, so that's my point. This is what a real man could have even if he's in a wheelchair. Or this is what Gandhi had. This is what matters. You're humble, but at the same time, you're assertive, meaning you don't compromise your principles. You've realized what the real worth is. The real values are as a human being, particularly a man. You don't compromise that. It doesn't matter if you're in a situation where this inner voice is telling you, you know what, I need to do this. But then the mind or somebody else will say, yeah, but if you do that, you could get in trouble. You could get killed. You could go to jail. You could this. Doesn't matter. A real man, he's one with this principle. He's working for God. He's not working for like self-preservation. Like, oh, I have to, hurt you to protect me because it's all about survival. This is a very low-level way of thinking, but we can't help it. You have to taste that for a while. We have to live in ignorance before we can come out of it. Like there's no way around it. But this ignorance, it needs to be called out, and burned. It needs to be like, because people who live in ignorance, it's dull. They're a bit dull. So that's why sometimes the universe will have some fire behind somebody's voice or energy to burn that dross. That's like protecting the ignorance. So sometimes if I talk a little strong, it comes natural. I'm not like mad at anybody. I'm just like, I want to point out these things that are unconscious. So a real man has that. He's humble, but at the same time, he stands for principles. I'm making a video. I guess this will be another 2-part video. I'm going to make a video on Code of Honor. This is the man's true principles. I'm going to talk about that and give a couple examples of movies that really get into that. But people are very tuned on superficial level, and they draw their conclusions if they're a man or if somebody else is a man based on very superficial observation. I lived in Hollywood. I was an actor for, 9 years. I mean, not really. I didn't really like acting. I wasn't in anything that, made it to the mainstream. Although I was in American Pie, I'll just say this. And I was in that scene where, remember they had the foreign exchange student, and they broadcasted her on the internet when she was naked, and then it would cut to different scenes of like people watching her. I was like, it was me and 2 other guys. They cut to us and we're on the couch and we're like watching her. Yeah. It's the only scene that you probably ever see me in. But I don't know if you recognize me. I was like 24, 23. Point is, I've been in the business. There's guys in Hollywood where they would cast them as like the action hero, the man. And he could play that role. He's got gains. He can put a deeper voice, right? At night, he's prancing around in high heels in West Hollywood, man. A lot of these guys are gay. Nothing wrong with being gay. If I was gay, I'd be gay too. I'm just not. But my point is, very superficial level. Their essence, their true core energy isn't very masculine. The ones who play the action hero and then go, play around in West Hollywood at night. So, but the average person, they don't know because they're very tuned on superficial level. So you can feel when your masculine energy gets unlocked. You can feel it's always there, but it's like, it's it's telling us what to do in our lives, but we don't usually listen to it because we listen to this excessive self-preservation instinct that gets in the way and then makes us make decisions based on that rather than what the real right thing to do is. Code of honor. This next video. So I wanted to touch on these things. Let's just see if I missed anything. No, I don't think I did. All right, so in summary, the masculine principle, it's access, it's stability, it's humility mixed with a very non-compromising nature when it comes to divine principles. That's the thing. It's not a stubbornness like I made up my mind, but my girlfriend wants me to do this, but no, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Alpha male. No, I'm not talking about that. That's immature. So sometimes you should be flexible, bend, especially if you have a partner. Realize how it feels good to make somebody else feel good. But at the same time, it has to be balanced also. You can't just be a doormat either. You know, this is an intuitive thing. There's no instruction manual for this, but I'm just saying, balance is the way to go. You be strong, but you're balanced, you're flexible. But when it comes to universal principles, no, there's no compromise. I'm going to get into that in the next video. I'm looking forward to making that, but I wanted to give this one just to kind of set a foundation. Let me know how you like it. I'll talk to you soon.